I've watched you every week come out. I can't actually believe I'm standing here. This is not what I do. Yom Kippur, October the 2nd. My husband Elliot is a regular shul attendee, and as every year, he has to be the first in shul for the beginning of the service. But shortly after 9:30 a.m, there was a knock at the door, and I was in my pajamas. A neighbour I barely know stood there and said, "Tell Elliot not to go to shul." I said, "Why?" She says, "There's been a terrorist attack, and it's at Heaton Park Shul, which is about a 7-minute walk from our house." I said, "But he's already left." And we just looked at each other, trying to make sense of what she'd said. And I asked her, "Are you trying to tell me right now that I'm not going to know whether my husband is alive or dead?" And she said, "I'm so sorry." I shouted up to my son, "There's been a terrorist attack at our shul." The sound that came out of him was just like a wounded animal. I told him to focus. Should we stay here, wait for news, or head down to the shul to be with our people? We didn't make it out the door. Gabriel had a panic attack. It felt like being in a film. I found myself in the street, and a woman delivering leaflets ran over. She dropped the leaflets, came into the house to help with my son. I told her, "I'm first aid trained. I can't remember anything. I'm in shock." My son, feeling better, ran out the door. I could not find my shoes to follow him fast enough. And by then, it was mayhem. Helicopters, police, CST, cordoned off the road around our shul. I couldn't get anywhere near to find my husband. There's no news. Members of our community, relatives of congregants, we just stood there and stared at each other with wide eyes. We were speechless. My son came up to me distraught. "Mum, why are those 3 Asian women laughing? Why are they videoing us? Why is that Asian man doing the same?" And I don't know whether Dad is dead or alive. A man approached. He was a journalist from The Guardian. I know, boo, I know. He tried to ask how I felt. So what I did was, I pointed out the people that were laughing and that were filming us. I said, "Report that." And he hung his head and he walked away, as he should.
Howard.
My phone filled with messages, friends and family sending screenshots of the sky-breaking news. Elliot was on the screenshot. We didn't see him again until after 5 that evening, when that front door opened and he was stood in the hallway. My son and I ran to him as a giant 3-way hug, and there was no words. What he described is seared into us all. The carnage, the banging on the doors, the shouting to shut the fire doors, the sound of bullets coming through the main doors, and the face of pure evil. As that terrorist tried to get in, my husband, along with quite a few others, and our gorgeous Rabbi Daniel Walker, helping to keep the synagogue doors closed. He turned, he saw Adrian Dolby on the floor, so much blood. He saw Yoni Finley on the floor. Rabbi Walker was doing everything he could for him. Outside, Melvin Kravitz, the sweetest man, wouldn't say boots to a goose, just a lovely man, laying on the ground after being stabbed to death. Bernard, our security guard, was rammed by the terrorist car, both legs completely smashed. He's still in a trauma unit. Andrew Frantz volunteering to help with security, viciously attacked, serious head, neck and face injuries, multiple broken bones and stabbed in the neck. every media outlet reporting what's happening in Manchester all day. And guess what that evening? Oh yeah, after the attack, pro-Palestinian demonstrators took over Manchester Piccadilly, Glasgow Central, let's go for Liverpool, let's hear it for Leeds, Liverpool Line Street stations, and they bloody marched. Despite appeals from the Home Office not to, and the police not to. So, here we have 2 funerals, vigils, a memorial on October the 7th, and yet they marched. Peace talks, hope for peace in Gaza, and yet they marched. If they cared about men, women, children in Gaza, they would not be marching like this. This is not about Gaza right now. This is about hatred. It's a twisted version of our tragedy, blaming the Israeli government. But as long as they carry on marching with their flags and their placards and their lies and their words that echo what we thought we'd left behind in the 1930s, we're not going anywhere. Starmer, the BBC, mainstream media, they've got blood. All have blood on their hands. We know, we're not idiots, the country was anticipating a terror attack. We're in total shock that this happened on our doorstep, and we are more than aware that this could have happened at any synagogue in the country. It just happened to be ours. They march, we show up, we fight, we live, we love, we wait for the world to wake up and join us. Thank you.
So, I've got a broken toe.